Hi guys, it's Rachel here, and bring the light over. It's evening, but I want to get started on my my block, and so it's the day before Wednesday. But because I have to upload it a bit earlier than I normally do, so I thought I'd better get going on it. So I've just drawn on a bunny here. This bunny Lulu drew it for me a while ago. So I tried out a few different sizes. I enlarged it, and then I went over it with texture, and then marker, and then I put it on the window, and I put this over, and I could just see it, and I drew on with this pen, the Pilot Friction erasable pen, and so that I'll be able to embroider that. I'm thinking I might couch. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. Otherwise, I would use 6 strands of a darker navy blue or grey, dark grey thread. I don't tend to use black because black is very harsh. As you can see, I haven't done anything on my background yet because I did mention to you guys that I quite often do things backwards. So I might start doing a bit of that tonight. But I just wanted to talk about composition today. So we've got my lace here, and I might put a little bit of something here, but that can come in the next week when we do a bit more embellishing. I know it's very slow paced, but it's good for some people who are very busy. And also, I haven't touched this since last week, and I know lots of you guys have finished them already. So I haven't, but I like taking my time because I sort of stew over it a little bit, and it takes me a minute to figure it out. I'm not one of those gung-ho people that, occasionally it happens, but I'm not one of those people that is able to have a plan immediately. So I wanted to talk a little bit about composition. So, I'm not an expert on composition because I'm not really I'm not a painter or an artist or anything like that, but I just do what's pleasing to my eye. So for me, at the moment, this is feeling balanced because I've got this element up here, and then I've got this that sort of starts over here and then moves over here. So it sort of brings my eye to here. And then I've got these two little elements, which is just by accident. And then I've got my bunny over here. And then what I want to do here is I'm going to put some sort of flowers in here, and then maybe a little bit of something up there, because then otherwise that little piece there will feel unbalanced. And as a rule of thumb, I find it more pleasing to my eye to have things in uneven numbers rather than even numbers, but although occasionally you do end up with things that are even numbers. So that can happen. So it's not like it's a big no-no, but I find that it works better for me in 3s or 5s or whatever. And if you were to look at this, for example, I like this, how this is working, because there's 1, 2, 3 things happening there. Here there's sort of these two, but then I've got that little bit in there as well. So that makes it feel better to me. Like if I didn't have that, I would feel like it was missing something. Okay, so I'm going to, I sort of thought I'm going to have something shooting up here, and then some little embroidered flowers in here, and then just some spriggy sort of flowers coming up here as well. And as I said, I'm going to do some background work here especially. I might just do a little bit sort of down here just to balance it. So I do some up there and some down here, and I might do a bit of stitching down here. I'm probably going to do a little bit of stitching on sort of more evident sort of stitching on there just along the edge. And then I have other ideas further down the track when we get embellishing, what I might do here. And if I were to do it there, I might do a little bit down here just to balance it. But I might not need it. See, that's the thing. I don't know what's going to come next until I've sort of, get started with my main bits of it. And then I know in my head what to do to continue on. So I've got these circles I cut out. I did just like when I did my cover page, my title page, I should say. I cut a square and then I just cut my circle out. I know they blend in. These are little bits. I don't have I think I've probably run out of a lot of these fabrics now in my fabric packs because I'm getting low. But these pieces were small, and so I didn't put them in the packs. But I like to use a mix of new and old fabrics. So I've just cut out these circles to sort of give me a shape, because I'm going to stitch over them. So you'll hardly even see the fabric, but you'll see it a little bit. You won't see a lot of it. I cut out, these are Japanese fabrics actually. They're not cheap to buy. I had fat quarters of them, I think. No, I don't know what I had. I bought them at a craft fair here, and I'm not liking the way that's looking at the moment. So I think I'll put this one down here, even though it's smaller, because I'll slip some leaves in too. I'll put that over there, and then that one up there, and then I'll slip some leaves in. So I think I've got 6 of those, but then I'm going to have, I hope, uneven, what are they called, leaves. So I'm going to have some leaves down here. Put those there. Sorry, my husband's on the phone. He's very noisy. Put that there. So I'm a bit slow at, I'm slow. Just say I'm slow. I'm slow at working things out, getting things done. I'm not a whiz banger. Okay, let's put this. Like once I get going, I am, but it just takes me, once I figured it out. Will I have that leaf up there? I don't know. And I've got, these are new, that's a vintage fabric. That's the Sanderson fabric. These, as I said, are Japanese. That's a newer, well, it's a newer fabric, but I bought it like 10 years ago. And then this is a piece of French ticking. I'm going to use that color, I think. Oh my gosh, stop shouting, husband. He's shouting. And do I want another leaf at all? So how many, that's 10. No, I don't want 10. I need another leaf somewhere. I want to move that one. Put that up there. I don't want to come over too far over there, because I think I'll do some flowers. I need this sort of to come up like that. I know it's looking funny, but you just have to trust me. Everything looks funny when it's when you're working on it. It's not, comes together afterwards. And if it were awful, I could take it off. So that's what it's going to be, like that. You're probably thinking I'm totally weird. I was thinking about putting this on here, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I'm going to pin those down. And that's my little composition there. So that's going to, maybe I'll try and use these silly little pins that fall out and go into people's feet. So yes, and you will have already seen my video preparing my accordion pages. I'm very excited about it. I don't think it's the popular choice for everyone, but I'm excited about it. And I do think it's a nice way to sort of, like even if you weren't doing this project and you were doing like lots of little stitcheries, you could just have this ongoing long strip that you were adding your stitcheries to, and then folding them accordion style, backing the pages onto each other, because that accordion, and then you could create a cover for them, and you've got this wonderful collection of your stitcheries, and it can just be an ongoing thing, because I think that's what Charlotte does, and I thought they were really great when I saw those. So what I'm going to do with these now, I'll show you. I think Sarah says she's going to be, she showed it in her video, so it will be a double up. We were trying not to double up, but sometimes we will. So Sarah will have, she's better explaining things than I am anyway, so you can watch her video for that. But I am doing This is called an overcast stitch, and I'm just doing these stitches because I'm going to be stitching over these circles. I know you think it's weird. You'll have to wait till next week to see how they end up looking like. So I'm not quite sure how far my sister went with her embellishing, if she did any embellishing today, because we were doing composition today. So I don't know how far she went because I haven't seen her video. Oh, and I'm stabbing myself. So I'm just going over the edge. So I'll let Sarah explain that better, how you do that. Most of you will know how to do that. So she can explain it. So that's how I'm attaching those. And then what I do is I do a vague, which we'll do in a minute. I'll just end off this thread. I'm not going to stitch all of these down in the video. I'll do that tonight. So when I come back tomorrow to do a little bit more, these will all be stitched on. And they'll be blending in, which is okay, because as I said, I'm going to be doing a stitch over them, but I'll show you that next week. That will make the flowers stand out. I hope it works. Okay. Oh my gosh, my husband's distracting me. He's so noisy. You can hear everything. Good thing you can't understand. Oh no, he's not saying anything bad. He's talking to technical people, architect sort of people. You know, those sort of things. Okay. So I'll just end that off. I better check if it's videoing, because I had issues today. Okay, so that's that. I'll finish that off afterwards. And what I'm going to do, before I do any more further stitching, I'm just going to draw up here some lines with this pen where I want. I don't push too hard. I kind of sometimes just do a broken sort of line, and I'm going to do these flowers shooting up here. Just a vague idea. One there. And I'm going to have one shooting up over here. That needed a bit more stitching there, so that's going over there. We might just have a little one here. And then there'll be some leaves here and there. And this is all going to be embroidered. And then what I like to do is just wait until I've got a bit of things happening, a bit happening on here, and then I can decide what else I want to put on, if anything at all. And have a little one up there. You can't see it because of the ticking. Okay, so that is my little piece so far. I'm going to go ahead and stitch these, and I'm going to decide on couching my bunny in my composition, and I'm going to do some background work. So I haven't done any background work. So sometimes I do like, I did pull out a piece somewhere. Where I'll put it back. Sometimes I do the canter stitching like my sister. I'll show you a piece that I never finished. Okay, so this was a piece. Now, who did I get these fabrics from? See, look, I just always have these recycled cotton bases, whether you're ripping up a sheet or something. And then I just laid my fabrics down. And I think I got this from Lulu Retro. And then I just did running stitch on them. I did very soft, pretty colours in the running stitch, and I did, I kept changing colours every amount of rows. I changed colours. And then I've got this fabric that I painted, and I've got an embroidery and an Indian fabric that I was going to stitch behind it, and I've never finished it. I don't know why. You can see the colours there. See, it was even a piece of fabric that had a stain on it. I did pink, you know, sky blue, pale pink, and like an antique sort of pink, and off-white. And I'm just thinking about it. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I used a pearl cotton, perle cotton. And you can see I did not skip my invisible stitching. So there you go. So that's just an incomplete piece that I'm not sure what I'll do with. I'll have to finish it. I'm not sure, but isn't it pretty? So yeah, but sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I'll do a little bit here, a little bit down here, and that's it, because we've got a lot going on. So I don't necessarily always do that. So anyway, I'll be back in the morning with an update of what's happening with my composition. I'll see you soon. Oops. Okay, so I'm back. It's the next day. I did work on it a little bit last night. So I don't know if you can see, what I did was, I don't want to come up too close just in case it goes out of focus. I did running stitch here to here, and then across here, down the sides there. But then I stopped here because I'm going to be doing flowers and things, and that might fill in a bit. I didn't do any running stitch here because I didn't want too much busyness around my bunny. I'm going to do, I might do there some little pistol stitches. We might do that today because that's still my background. The other thing is I stitched these down. Now I know they're pale, but they're going to become very textural. You'll see next week when I start working on those in the next week's video. There's going to be big, I'm going to do bullion stitches, but they're going to be longer than the distance from here, say, to here. So they'll be slightly raised. I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the leaves yet. And then next week we'll do some of this embroidery here and here. Another nice thing that I love to do where there's lace is concerned, and I've seen that I follow quite a few South Korean embroiderers. They do beautiful embroidery, and a lot of them do like little overcast stitches over the edge of their lace, and quite often they do it in red or navy blue. I chose not to do red, although red could have looked nice, and I didn't do navy blue because my bunny will be or an Payne's grey sort of colour or a really dark navy blue, so I didn't want it to be the same. So I did that all the way around the edge of that lace and this lace up here. So I might do some pistol stitches. I'm going to fall off my chair. I've got my ring light it's coming in front of me here because otherwise you don't get proper light. Sorry, just having a sip of coffee. And oh, and I did my cantha stitching with perle. This one here from Grigoletti. It's an Italian one. It's similar to, I love this thread. It's similar to the what's it called? The DMC Alsace. You can get them, but this is in less expensive, and you get much more on the skein. And I just chop the end, and then you just pull them out as you go, sort of thing. So I wanted to do some little seed stitches, and I think I could use my perle cottons, but I think I might switch it up. I might even use a wool. I think I'm going to use a wool just for something different. What do I have here though? I have these lovely. I might use one of these. Sorry guys, changed my mind in a flash. The mind is changed in a flash. So yeah, so I know it's very slow paced. I know I said that in yesterday in the beginning part of the video, but it's just, you know, we do have a lot of beginners, and also it was just to take the pressure off. So those of you who've finished, you'll have to work on something else until next month, unless, you know, you might see other people's work or something in one of our videos, and you might feel like you want to add something. I don't know what this thread is. My mum gave me this. It's really beautiful. It's some sort of, I think it's like a brushed cotton, it feels like. And it's just the most subtle sort of variegated pale blue, powder blue, should we say. So I really love that. I'm just going to grab my needle. Oh, I wanted to show you needles. I don't know if I can find the packet. I've got such a mishmash of needles. I really don't follow the rules with needles. I do have, I'll show you in a sec. So my sister linked in the Facebook group, but you can look her up, Ariane Zersha. I've linked her in quite a few videos. She has some great videos about needles and what to use them for. I'm just going to finish off my coffee. Okay, so here I have, in a bit of a mess, I bought Clover Milner's needles here. So these are really good for doing bullion stitches. Probably I've never tried to use them for running stitch, but they might be good. And then I've got some chenille needles, and they're good in different sizes. And I don't know what that needle is. That's just a random one. We get random. Oh, that's not one of those. It's a different one. It's one of these. I like these ones. These, I think, these are my number 8s. Number 8s or number 9s. Mum told me to get. Someone was asking about doing the Cantha stitch and what was the best needle. I don't have them, but I would imagine that the what are they called? The Shishiko needles might be good. I don't have any Shishiko needles. Ariane did mention Shishiko needles, but I didn't purchase them. Or did she? No, maybe it was just the Milner's. So yeah, but I wanted to show you the packet. I don't know if I've still got the packet, because it's something like John James is the brand of my number 8 needles, or number 9. I can't remember which ones I got. They're just embroidery needles. I also have this packet. This is Prim. It's just hobby needles. There's like 33 needles. I think having these seem to work quite well as well, these needles. Sometimes that one's blunt, so I would use that for binding my books. I wouldn't use that. So yeah, some of them are blunt, for probably more for tapestry, you know, with big holes. So they have been okay. Here we go. Here it is. No, that's Prim as well. Number 9. Those are number 9s, and I also have some number 8s. But there's another brand. I think it's called John James, and they're just embroidery needles. I quite like these ones. Having needles that you like really makes a difference. Like if you have needles that have terrible eye that you can never thread, or if you have needles that are really thick and chunky, or they're too blunt and you have trouble getting through the fabric, it's going to make your experience very unpleasant. So yeah, it's a bit of trial and error. I mean, I have plenty of needles in here that I don't like using, and I probably should sort them out. And in my other needle book, I've got needle books galore. I probably should sort them out and get rid of them, but I will do that one day. So anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. Bit of a waffler. So I'm just going to do some little pistol stitches here in my background. So that's another. I'm going to do only 2 wraps because I don't want them to be too big, and it's kind of going to be like little little things flying in the air. I can't think of the word. I don't want to do I don't want to do them actually too big, so just do little ones. Yeah, little ones are better. The first one was too big. I don't want to go too far over there because I know I've got flowers coming over. I may even go up a little bit into my running stitch. I didn't want to have my background too busy behind my bunny. So I hope, I'm pretty sure I said a bit about, my feeling with the composition. It's sort of, I always have just do a very vague thing. Like you'll find some of you will like my sister's approach more. She's very, she plans it all. She's very, she knows what's going to happen, before she does anything. I don't know what's going to happen before I do anything. I only know a little bit, sort of thing. So, for example, we talked about having something up there, but then even though this goes right across, for me it starts over here. And so I feel like it balances my composition. I've got my bunny, and I like the size of my bunny. I feel like it's a good size for this piece, and the size of these flowers. And then I'm going to have So you've got two bigger elements here, and then I'm going to have the wispy sort of flowers going up there and leaves and things. And then I'm thinking here and here, they may just stay as they are. So you've got some sort of, I won't say empty, but less busy areas in your composition sort of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. But I find it easier just to put on my main elements first, and then, you know, I sort of mull over it while I'm stitching. I sort of look at it, and it's, you know, things are popping in my mind. It has happened that, you know, maybe a piece of something's fallen onto my piece and I'm like, oh, that looks nice there, and then I've stitched it down sort of thing. That happens too sometimes. I don't have any pieces around me really at the moment. I won't do too many. Now that, you know, and also don't be too judgy of your piece, or my piece by that, because it all sort of, it really does all come together once you start doing, you know, the details. It's the details that make it. So yeah, here I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's uneven then because of the leaves as well. And I like that. I prefer that to doing it even. Oh, and I have done, oh, that just looks like a knot. I didn't do my tail long enough on that one. I have done a vague sketch here. So I did a vague sort of sketch of what it might happen, but that can change, like it evolves. I rub things out and change my mind all the time. So that can help as well, just to have a vague, it's very vague. It's like when I used to try to paint. I'm not a very good drawer, so I used to just do circles where I wanted my flowers, and then I would paint them in and create them with the paint. I need to do my tails a bit longer. They look like knots. Now I might stop there. Let's just have a look. And then I'm not listening to myself. I've done little knots. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm going to leave that because I know I'm going to have some, I might do one more. I'm going to have some things shooting up the side there. So I am working a little bit on my background, but talking to you about composition. And Sarah's going to be revealing all kinds of fun things today. I'll reveal fun things another day, so we don't do it all in one day, because otherwise it's just like overload. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing her video too, because I've seen, you know, the finished product, like on Skype, so I didn't see it in great detail, but I can't wait to see the things that she's going to be telling us. I'm only going to do those few. Then when I've done my bunny, this is what I mean, like I wait till I get my bits happening more, and then I make adjustments. I'm just thinking one other thing that could be fun to do on my background. I don't want to go over there. That's where my bunny is there. Or do I? I could go over there. I am thinking I'm going to take a bit of red. I might take this pinky red. I'm going to take out the DMC Perle cotton. I might take this pinky red, raspberry red. That's a raspberry red. Well, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, it's a raspberry red. I'm going to take that. I'm going to do a few little details of that here and there. So let's see where I might do those. If I can thread the needle. This is one of those bodgy ones. I have no idea what size it is. I could thread the other one, so I should be able to thread this one. There we go. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do a little stitch here. You might not be able to see it because it's fraying, but I just wanted to do a little stitch there across the edge of that ticking. Okay. Whoops. Okay. That was quick. And I will put it somewhere else as well. Such a nice colour. I love that colour. So it would be obvious to me to put it there, but I've got the running stitch going across that, so I don't really want to do it there. I think I'm going to do it here, and that to me balances that. So I guess in your composition too, you're thinking about where you're putting your stitches as well. So hopefully it's very simple. I love doing this sort of stitch. Normally I shoot across, like I went in there and then you saw me, I came down. So I went in here and I came down there, but normally I go across this way because you save in thread. Now I'm not going to go over that little piece of lace because I feel like I'll make that disappear completely. I've stitched over it. It's very subtle, but I don't want to do this stitch over it. I've got to remember to keep it small. Use a lot less thread doing it this way, and it's not so much like saving on thread. Well, you do save on thread. It's just not having to stop all the time and rethread. So yeah, amazing work, guys. Just love it. Love watching, being interactive in the Facebook group, and trying to keep up with the Instagram. A lot of posting on Instagram. So I have commented on some on Instagram, but I do it on my computer mostly, and at a certain point it doesn't let me comment anymore. It says, oh, if problems you know, if problem persists, let us know, sort of thing. So then I heart them. So I have seen everybody so far, I think. I need to check Journal of Stitchery, but mostly the Journal of Stitchery ones have also gone into the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, so I've probably seen most of them, but I go and check that one as well. We're trying to keep up with, you know, commenting, but as it grows, we may find that hard. We're already finding it hard, so forgive us if we start to drop the ball a bit. But I'm still keeping up at the moment. I'm up to date. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think I'll only put it in those two places there. I can always come back and add more. That's the thing. Like if you're not sure whether you want to put any more, don't. Just wait. Wait till you do a bit more on it in the other parts, and then it will be clear to you when you've got more things on there. Okay, so I think that's it for today, because it was really about composition today, and I hadn't worked on my background, so I felt like that's a good thing to do with you guys. I could go down the edge of this too. I feel like, actually I think I will do that. I think I will, because I feel like that bit there needs a bit more stitching. It's going to be a loosey-goosey otherwise. So I'm going to do that. Sorry, I thought I was going. I tell lies all the time. I thought I was going and I didn't. So, nearly there. Okay, and I'll put one more stitch in there. Yes, I feel that that's more complete. I probably should do a couple of stitches down there as well. I'm wondering whether I should go sort of in between under the lace, if you know what I mean. Do that edge here as well. Probably, I think I will do that. So I also hope you enjoyed the accordion preparation video. I'm very excited that I've done that now. I would have waited even a bit longer to do it, but I felt like that, you know, we did, you know, there were, you would like to see that. We both sort of agreed that probably you'd like to see how that's going to work. I'm going to jump over here. I'm not going to go over those bits. I'm going in between where there's holes in the lace, as though I'd done it before. But I do like the idea of the accordion one because, as I mentioned in that video, you can sort of have it on the go and then, or make yourself a cover, or maybe you'll find a book that it can go in, or maybe you have a book in mind straight away. There we go. So that's done as well. Okay, now I'm really going to go. I'll just let you have another look. I'll put some photographs at the end, but there's not really a lot to see yet. Maybe I'll just do some detail photographs. So I am taking it slowly. There we go. So I've done this here. I just did all of that last night. This here, and then we've got the things, I won't repeat it again, the things about the composition. It's just sort of like, you know, you're sort of creating like a sort of oval, like your eyes moving around in a circular. So it's going from here, it goes up here. To me, it goes like that sort of thing. Yeah, that's what you sort of feeling you want to create when you're, well, that's how I see it. I don't know if other people see it that way, but I do. So yeah, so I think that's it. I'm now thinking I might need to do a little bit of stitching down there, but I can do that off camera. I think I will do a bit of the red down there as well. Yeah, I'm feeling like it needs that because it's just makes those pieces stand out a little bit more. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm loving seeing everybody's work. And keep on posting and sharing, and yeah, and I look forward to checking in with you again next week. Next week I will be doing, we both will be doing not embellishing as in final embellishing, but embroidery. Oh, it would probably be more embroidery and a little bit of adding things, and then the week after I think it's finishing it up. It might already be finished, but or finishing it up, and then we might stitch it to the book, yeah, to the accordion page. Yeah, I might stitch it down, sort of thing. So I need to think about that. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.